Mario, are you ready? All right, it's 5:01. I will convene the meeting. Just make sure that everybody's on the line that needs to be. Can we make sure, or are we good, Mario? I was distracting Mario, so I probably made it harder. Thank you. Okay, great. So we'll call the meeting to order at 5:01 and call the roll. So Geronimo, I see is here.
Here.
Michael?
Here.
Miles is here, Miles Durfee, and then Dr. Lee and Juan are absent today. Okay. Next item is to approve the agenda. Take a motion.
I motion that. I second.
Okay, before we vote, do we need to pull 2 items out of the agenda to withdraw them?
Yes, we do need to withdraw 4.5 and 4.6, which can be tabled to the next meeting.
Okay, so let me redo this. We're gonna, if we could pull those items and then we'll re-adopt the agenda if you'll make the motion again. So motion with the 4.5 and 4.6 withdrawn.
I motion that.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, that carries. Thank you. All right, public comment. Is there any public comment tonight?
There is no public comments.
Oh, thank you, Susanna. Okay. And then at the other sites, do we need to check or are we good?
We can check any public comments from Vista Horizon,
No public comment from Vista Horizon.
Vista Charter Middle School, no public comments from Vista Charter Middle School, and from Vista Palm Lane,
No public comment from Palm Lane.
Vista Meridian.
No public comments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to the consent items. So this is the calendar that we will take all as one. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I motion that.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? No, it carries 3-0. All right, that gets us to number 3, the superintendent's report. So go ahead, Dr. Felch.
All right. Thank you very much.
New blinds.
Happy end of the school year, everyone. We made it. So we are going to start with a number of celebrations and recognitions. So I'm going to start with our employees of the month. Our Vista Certificated Employee of the Month comes from Vista Horizon. It is Miss Angie, our education specialist at Vista Horizon. And this is from Mr. Benavides. Miss Angie is a Vista Horizon team member who wears many hats on campus, from supporting families in the office, supervising students during recess, translating during school events, and supporting teachers and students in the classroom. She's always willing to help and has definitely made a positive, strong connection here at Horizon with staff, students, and family members. She has also facilitated special education professional development trainings at Horizon. We are so blessed to have her on the team. Congratulations, Miss Angie. And as a reminder, after all of the recognitions, we'll come up and take pictures. Our next employee of the month is our classified employee of the month. It looks like she has a big gathering in the back. It is Miss Carla Lavadores, Palm Lane's office assistant. And Miss Prado wrote these words, and there is a lot, so bear with me here. Miss Prado said, I have had the pleasure of working with Carla for a number of years. Miss Carla is a modest and humble worker who would never boast or brag about her work. She has a keen eye for detail, always looking for ways she can offer support to others, whether that be directly or indirectly. Interestingly enough, Carla has served many years of experience within education. Many would never know Carla actually was a middle school teacher for a number of years in her native country of Mexico. She is educated, hardworking beyond words, and is such a kind and loving person. She cares deeply about the success of our school community and never shies away from work needed to be done. Having dedicated many years to students and families, she understands what it means to be a public servant. This year she embraced let me make sure I she this year she embraced the challenge of stepping into a new role of office assistant. To put it simply, she has thrived and continues to shine daily within her interactions with students, staff, and the families she meets with daily. She is a natural leader and understands the multifaceted roles within education. Personally, Carla has extensive knowledge in the charter world, having two sons that have attended and graduated from charter schools near her home. She understands the need for parent support and partnership and has extended herself numerous times to join our community coordinator in the neighborhood to distribute flyers and engage with community partners. Carla is the first to sign up for recruitment opportunities, evening family events, and Saturday open houses. The entire school community of Palm Lane is beyond lucky to have such a loyal, dedicated, and hardworking team player alongside them each and every day. Congratulations, Carla. And our June parent of the month is Miss Maria Hernandez from Heritage. And here are some words about Miss Hernandez. Miss Maria Hernandez deserves to be recognized as Parent of the Month for her unwavering commitment and support to our school community. Her dedication to her child's academic success is evident as she stays involved and makes sure her student stays on top of assignments. She has attended every Coffee with the Principal meeting, showing her active engagement and support. Whether it's volunteering to pass out flyers, lending a helping hand with small tasks, she is always willing to step in and help. Her presence and positivity make a meaningful difference on campus. Congratulations, Ms. Hernandez. And this month, before we come up for photos, we have one more special celebration because we just had a 10-year Vista anniversary. And it is Mr. Richard Jimenez, who has been here since June 3rd, 2015 to be exact. So last week was his 10-year Vista anniversary. And Mr. Jimenez started out as Vista Heritage's founding PE teacher. And over the last decade, Mr. Jimenez has witnessed Vista grow from leading PE in a dirt parking lot right here behind the school to now a state-of-the-art facility. Mr. Jimenez has also developed Vista OC's athletics program from scratch, including the founding of the Orange County Charter League, the OCCL, which was the first of its kind. Today, Mr. Jimenez is Vista Charter Public Schools' athletic director, building upon the athletic programs that he has built in Orange County. And on a personal note, I have worked with Mr. Jimenez when I was a principal here at Heritage, and I'm just so thankful for the work that you have done over the years and the dedication that you have brought to Vista. So thank you. Now I'd like to ask the board to come up and we'll take some photos.
Just in case, just to let the folks who are viewing and maybe anybody that might be out there, just to let them know, we did a quick public honoring for the entire team for the great work they did for the first graduation. I know that likely we're going to see some of that, but I just wanted to make sure we recap for the people that were listening in.
Thank you. All right, we are not done with the superintendent's report. We are going to continue the celebratory mood and honor. We have a number of teacher leadership networks throughout the organization. And as part of the strategic plan, we've also had a number of strategic plan working groups that have been doing a lot of the heavy lifting. So I want to publicly recognize, I'm not going to mention all the names, but recognize the teachers and staff in our Global Teacher Leader Network, our GTLN, our Council Leader Teacher Network, the CTLN, and the Workshop Teacher Leader Network, the WTLN, along with the working groups for our strategic plan, including the data-driven instruction working group, the ELA curriculum working group that helped vet and decide on our new ELA curriculum, our ELD, our English Language Development working group, as well as our Vista Identity working group. So again, thank you to all of the teachers and staff who have served on those teacher leadership networks in our working groups. And continuing with the celebratory mood, last week we just had all of our culminations and graduations. It was a lot, but it was also very exciting. And so we have a video to share with you all, showing all of our amazing culminations and graduations. Thank you very much, Mario and team, for that. And congratulations to our class of 2025 at all of our schools. Moving on, we're going to do some enrollment updates. So our Final enrollment update of the 24-25 school year. Few students transferred out at the very end, but overall remained steady, just under 1,800 students. And as we look ahead to the 25-26 school year, we're continuing to progress in our enrollment towards our targets at each of our schools. I do want to remind all of our principals that while we have our enrollment targets, we also have to factor in that almost in every single case, not everyone shows up on the first day of school. So we want to make sure that we build in that to our projections. We had our LAUSD, or we received our LAUSD oversight visit reports for Vista Charter Middle School and Vista Horizon Global Academy for the board, and in the board packet that is attached. It's long reports, but definitely good information to read through. I am going to summarize the overall ratings for each school. So for Vista Charter Middle School, in governance, received a 3, which is proficient. This is on a scale of 1 through 4. And in student achievement and educational performance, it was a 2, developing. That is based on the California School Dashboard criteria. In terms of the 3, the LUSD does not give a score higher than 3 if your student achievement performance is at a 2. So even if everything looks good from a governance perspective alone, LUSD does not give a 4 in that case. But I do want to bring to the board the importance of governance because a lot of that falls on us. So I highly encourage everyone to read through that so we know what we're being held accountable for. In the organizational management programs and operations, Vista Charter Middle School received a 2, or developing, and that was based on one specific item. That was an EL authorization for one teacher, which has since been taken care of. And actually, the board took action a few months ago to work on that. We have had follow-up conversations with LUSD about that because last year, this same teacher was in the same role, and we still received a 4 in that area. And so we were a little caught off guard, but we have had follow-up conversations with LUSD there. And then in fiscal operations, we're proud that Vista Charter Middle School received a 4, or accomplished. For Horizon, and again, I'm going to go through it a little bit because I don't want to steal too much of Mr. Benavides' thunder since he's doing the principal report next. But similar to Vista Charter Middle School, governance was at a 3, and it was only at a 3 because their student achievement level, according to the dashboard, was at a 2. So governance couldn't be any higher than a 3. For them, the organizational management programs and operations was a 4. Or accomplished, as well as the fiscal operations was a 4. Again, you can look deeper into the entire oversight report in the board packet, and I also attached the oversight reports on board docs under the principal reports agenda item, so the public can view that as well. Moving on, we just received our 24-25 California Healthy Kids survey results. And while there is a lot of data there, and again, that is hyperlinked in the superintendent's report, I wanted to specifically show the school connectedness data because that specific data is what we look at for one of our mission measures in our strategic plan. And so the table in the superintendent's report shows last year's school connectedness data compared to this year's school connectedness data. Depending on the school, some of the data increased, but also some of the data decreased. And so we will be having follow-up conversations on an individual basis regarding that data to make sure that our students feel welcome and connected to our schools. Last month on May 21st, Vista hosted the CCSA Orange County Regional Meeting here. It was a star-studded event with a number of not only charter school leaders from around the county, but we also hosted a few dignitaries, including OCDE Superintendent Dr. Stefan Bean, the CCSA CEO Mirna Castrejón, and Santa Ana City Council member David Penaloza were in attendance. And as we wrap up the superintendent's report, I have included a fair amount of data that the board has requested over the past few meetings. And again, I've hyperlinked it there so you can look into it more. But the first one that I want to call out is the student academic performance data correlated to the number of years enrolled in a VISTA school. And generally speaking, the good news is the more years that students stay within VISTA, the higher the academic achievement data is. There are some outliers, and so we are really trying to identify those specifically. But the good news is when you look at it as a whole, there is a direct correlation between that. The second item that I wanted to share is the correlation between student attendance and academic achievement. We've been focusing a lot on student attendance, chronic absenteeism, and the data is strong here. And it makes sense that the better the attendance rate, the more that students are in school equals higher academic achievement. And in that report, you can see that there is a strong direct correlation there. And then the last item that I want to share as part of the superintendent's report is the implementation and monitoring plan of the homework policy that we discussed and the board approved at the last meeting. And in the implementation plan, really centers around communicating to different stakeholders, starting with administrators, teachers, students, and parents, about how homework is used as a formative assessment, providing professional development about teachers providing feedback to students, and communicating expectations around the homework policy to students and families. In terms of the monitoring plan, we're going to continue to track and monitor work habits marks at each school, which is really a reflection of the homework completion, among other factors, and then review that data similar to what I attached in the superintendent's report, the correlation between work habits and academic achievement, because those two factors, we would assume that when you have strong work habits, that would also in turn result in higher academic achievement. And then we'll continue to review this policy on an annual basis to make sure that it is exactly what we intended it to be, and that it's working. And that is the superintendent report.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Felch. Any questions? Any comments? Superintendent's report? All right. Again, go ahead.
Yeah, quickly, thanks. I appreciate the update on the homework policy. That was a quick turnaround, and I think that makes a lot of sense. Also, just one follow-up question in terms of the student survey results. How are those administered similarly across the schools? Because when I dove into the data, it saw discrepancies in terms of like the number of students that took the survey. At some schools, it was like 30%, right, of a grade level, and others it was like 90%. And so comparing that data was a little bit hard. And so I was curious about what the administration of those look like.
Do you want to talk?
I think your microphone.
So
Been a long school year and it's tight.
yeah,
That microphone
yes.
stand is tight.
The survey is administered to 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th. This is the second year that we've done it. It's typically done around the end of the school year, and there's kind of a consistent preview of instructions that's provided to the principal and the staff who are going to be administering the survey. But what I did notice this year was the principal that brought together the staff, and I met with them in person and showed them the results from the previous year. That school saw a jump this year. So I think we need to continue to support the staff in communicating to students the importance of these data, and to really optimize that the survey when we're giving it and how we're giving it and how we're getting the kids ready for it.
I appreciate that. I know you put a lot of work to a lot of these programs and the things that we're doing, right? Come a lot from
We're trying.
yeah. And so I think just for a note, as just an organization, as you continue to lay the foundation and grow and seek student voice, is to continue to try to find opportunities to make that just a part of your programming in
Mhm.
terms of student voice. And so, yeah.
Can I add one more
Yeah.
thing? It just came to me, sorry. We are able to administer this survey for free due to a
That's great.
state grant. And so one of the things that we need to take advantage of is the training based on the data reports that come out. So that's something I think we should look into seriously this coming year.
So I couldn't agree more. Thanks.
Any other questions, other thoughts? Okay. Thank you again, Dr. Phelps. Thank you to all the people we recognized tonight, and the congratulations. I know it's been, the congratulations on another great school year for the whole organization. So thank you for that. All right, we are going to move on to the principal's report, and I know we're all queued up. Please join us.
There you go. Thank you, board members. My name is Enoch Benavides, and I'm the proud principal of Vista Horizon Global Academy. I would like to start with the story. I don't know if you know this, but Vista Horizon Global Academy started in 2019, started in my room with 25 students.
Wow.
So I was the Spanish teacher at the Vista Charter Middle School, and the principal, Ms. Amaya, asked me, we're going to start a new school, and we would like to use your room so we can have Vista Horizon Global Academy in your room. I agree. I never thought I was going to be leading the school years after. And I'm so proud to be the principal. Vista Horizon started with 25 students in my classroom. And now, as you can see in the report, right now we are 157 students. So 157 students, 20 students are graduating from 5th grade, and our enrollment right now is about the same. So right now we are about the same. Students, 20 students are leaving, and we have about 29 students are already enrolled for this school year. So we are in the same number. So right now we are 157. As we head into the summer, our team will continue to work on our enrollment. We are visiting a lot of Head Start in the community. We are bringing the information to families, all the programs that we have in the area. We're building relationship with the Head Start. Some of them, they already know us. So when we go, even teachers from the Head Start, they know us and they recommend our school to families. Because of that, right now we have 29 families, and we're going to continue to go into the community and be able to bring Vista Horizon to other families. We also are looking to our own bounds. That is social media leads, and we're calling them. So having families come and tour the school, and we are helping families also with enrollment. So right now, with that effort, we have a lot of families who are missing a few paperworks, and we have a lot of families calling to do a tour of the school. And some of the banners that we have at Vista Horizon, they were kind of old. If you see on the report, we have new banners on Hobart and on Olympic, because we want to attract the people who are driving in the area. And also Vista Horizon is in the community. We are giving flyers in the community, and because of that, a lot of families are calling to visit the school. As you can see, enrollment is going up, and this is because families are happy. We have a lot of good programs. When I think about Vista Horizon, I think about the quality. We do a lot of things for the families. We had the greeting team in the morning, welcoming student. And when the students go home, we put music. So the students come happy to school and they leave happy. We have the art program, the dance program, the music program, and the after school with different clubs. So families are happy with all the programs that we offer Vista Horizon. So our quality, it's at the school. So when we think about the quality, so there's a lot of things positive that we're doing, but also I want to share with quantity. I know this is what the authorizer wants to see, that we improve, and also LAUs, they want to see that we are improving on the quality. So our goal this year on math was 26%. And ELA, it was 40%. This is the end of the year assessment. As you can see, we were able to hit, overall, the school, we were able to hit in math, 32% on iReady. The goal was 26. And ELA, the goal was 40%, and we were able to hit 42%. So when we think about iReady, we're meeting our goals. All grade levels. Some grade levels are higher than others, but overall as a school, we're able to hit our target. But now we have the state test, and this is what we want to see the improve. As you know, if you see on the report from last year, in math, we improve. In ELA, we drop like 0 point percentage. Now we're still looking at the preliminary for this year. We want to improve. I don't know how that's going to be, but if we don't, we have the also opportunity to work with our teachers and be able to work with the programs, be able to see what is working and be able to make changes to our academic achievement, because what we want to see it's progress over time. So I will show you the iReady goals for the year and the preliminary forecast. Dr. Phelps talked about our oversight report. We got a 3 in governance, 2 in student achievement, 4 organizational, and 4 in fiscal. Vista Horizon recently received its oversight report findings. There were a lot of great things that were highlighted and no corrective action were needed. We have a great opportunity to show growth as we continue to plan for next year. We are proud of the work we're doing, but moving into next year, our major focus will be on instructional coaching and student achievement. We want to continue to get better at the work that we do at Vista Horizon. In student support and services, we had our last gear award. And this is one of the things that I like a lot, because these are our 4 values of grit, empathy, accountability, and respect. And when families come, we get together, we celebrate students, and the students are happy when we call their names, because it shows, the importance of showing those values on every day. So we were able to celebrate students, and it was a great event. Also, we had our spring performance at Vista Horizon. We believe in the whole child approach to education, and we have our spring performance concert. It was absolutely fantastic. The title for the spring performance was The Museum of Wonders. In Spanish is El Museo de las Maravillas, where we have different, the students, they did music, dance, and they also did were able to do some performance for the families. So the title was The Museum of Wonder, and we had a full house in the auditorium, and families show up to support our performing arts program, and students, our music, art, and dance teachers worked incredibly hard to prepare the students for the show. Our Vista Eagles did an amazing job at the concert and the art show. So I would like to publicly congratulate Mr. William, Ms. Chavez, and Ms. J for all the work that they are doing with the performing arts. If you didn't have the chance, I put the link on the report so you can see the show. There's the link on the YouTube, and there's some pictures of the work that we did. In school culture and parent family engagement, Vista Horizon, we have a lot of celebration, coffee with the principal. Our coffee with the principal families are showing up. Now we have between 20 to 30 families showing to coffee with the principal. And this is because of the connection that we are making with families. This is the connection that we're building with families, and they want to be part of our team. They want to be part of the community. So we had our combination for kinder and fifth grade. Many families came to the celebration, and we were also able to live stream for families that were not able to come because of work. So we did a live stream for both kinder and fifth grade, and for families who are outside of LA. We want to thank Mario. Let's give it out to Mario for the support that he did with the team. Also, Angel Rodriguez back at Vista Charter Middle School for supporting, and Jazz Ramirez back at Horizon for helping put together the live stream. Also, I put the link for the live stream for the kindergarten culmination and the fifth grade culmination. I have some pictures of what happened that day. And last, I would like to thank the staff spotlight. Right now, it's this month spotlight is for our office manager, Miss Debbie Serrano, and the office staff support team. If you have this picture, Miss Debbie is right there. It's the one on the left. But this team not only support inside the classroom, but also they support in the office, especially right now when we are finishing the year. They are putting together the grades, collecting the red emergency backpack, getting all the electronic devices. And in addition, they continue to assist parents with enrollment. I just want to say thank you to the team for everything that they do for our school community. So thank you, board, for the presentations. Any comments?
No, just one of the things that I was lucky enough to be there when I visit your site, and it makes sense. The numbers of your attendance, your average ADA, is remarkable, right? For in times like these and this what people are going through. I think that I'm just really proud to be a part of an organization with a leader like you who welcomes their community in a place where they feel seen. And I can't say that enough. But I don't know. I'm really curious, right? Like if there's anybody else who has higher attendance, and to hear what you're doing and music and joy and making sure kids arrive to school happy and leave to school happy, it shows. And so, and it shows in your results and your numbers. And so I really am looking forward to seeing that and continuing to work with you. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for everything that you do. It looks like you're really, really excited of your school, and we all appreciate what you do. Keep up the good work and continue doing what you're doing because you're doing it great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations again on a great year. On enrollment, what were your thoughts on what's the most effective piece that you guys have been doing?
I believe that the best recommendation comes from families. And I feel if families are happy, they're the one going into the community and talk about the programs. Because if they see me talking, they're going to say, oh, he's talking about on the business perspective. But when a family come and talk about the programs that we have, the music, the dance, the art, so they will be talking about how happy they are at school. Because at the last day of school, I never seen this before, but the kids were crying. The fifth graders were crying. Even the kindergartners were crying, and I said, "You're coming back. We'll see you. We'll see you back on Monday for summer school." But they were crying, and because they feel a sense of community, and we're creating a safe haven for the students. And like I said, for me, all these great programs, this is a testimony of the work that we're doing, and our quality is here. And as a school, we want to also the quantity, the data, we want to put it also on the same level. But I know it's a work in progress. I know the school have been going through a transition. Last year, I just moved into Vista Horizon. This is my second year, and my goal has been working on school culture. I've been working on school culture because the school culture wasn't there last year. So now the school culture, it's it's evident the work that we're doing. Probably the quantity, it's it's going there, but my work is going to be making sure that the quantity, the data, the state score also be similar to the quality. And like you said, why I think in enrollment, I'm happy with the school community because families are going into the building, families are going into the park, families are going to the churches and talk about Vista Horizon, and they are recommending our school in the community. And I feel that is the best recommendation if it comes from family.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation. And thank you again to all the principals for the principal reports. We continue to really appreciate that information. All right, moving on to 3.3 Icon Financial Report.
All right, good evening, board members. Today will be pretty quick. We're going to do actuals with the April 2025 financials. We'll look at each of the schools. We'll start off with Vista Middle School. And so through the end of April, they are pretty much on track as it's been in the past couple of months. The 4,000 series a little bit above, but that's due to the big computer purchase that I had earlier in the year. And then in the 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 series kind of all aligns. But overall, they're on track with just under 80% of expenditures through the end of April. I kept the P2 update there just because we looked at it last month. And as we get to the end of the year, that is going to impact the overall revenue for the school. The balance sheet for the middle school continues to be healthy. At the end of April, they had just under $7 million in cash and total assets of just over $15 million and liabilities of only just under about $7 million. So equity of about $8.5 million for the middle school. Go again. And then one more. All right, Vista Heritage, on track across the board. They've actually got back in line with their materials and supplies, what they were above beginning of the year, but now they are on track. And as I mentioned last month, the good news is they are going to have an increase in LCFF funds thanks to their ADA and the district's UPP percentage going up. And their balance sheet is healthy, not as strong as the middle schools, but it's growing. Cash at the end of April was $2.4 million. The assets are pretty high, but that's based to this gorgeous facility of $27 million. But the liabilities are also high due to the facility bond of just under 25. Only about $60,000 outstanding in accounts payable, but equity of $2.1 million for Heritage. Condor.
Can I ask you a question on UPP? Is that the unduplicated account for Santa Ana Unified? Is that
Correct.
what that is? Okay.
Yeah. Thanks. So the schools are locked to whatever their home district is. So fortunately,
the
there's
grant. Yeah, it's a consult. Yeah.
All right. For Condor, on track until we get to the 5,000 series. And so they're over in the 5,000 series, and it's driven by two areas. One is after school programs, which is not an issue because they have plenty of ELOP. So it's just trending higher than what we had budgeted at second interim, but it'll be covered by ELOP. And then the second is SPED. So SPED contract vendors are a little bit above what we were trending for the year. So that's what's driving that. Then capital outlay is a bit above, but that's investments, so that's not going to be an issue long term. And then similar with Heritage, since they're in Santa Ana, they have a nice increase of about $104,000 in LCFF funds based off of the updates. The balance sheet for Condor is healthy, $4 million in cash at the end of April. Assets of just over $24 million, liabilities of $21, again, the facility, but equity of $3.2 million for Heritage. Vista Horizon. It's not like a broken record, but the principal's doing a good job with managing their expenditures. So, on track, a little bit below in some areas, like the 4,000 series, but overall in a healthy spot for Vista Horizon. And then their balance sheet continues to grow. So 1.5 million cash at the end of April, assets of just under 2 million, liabilities only 300K, so equity of 1.6. Palm Lane, again, on track. They're doing a good job there. A little bit under in the 4,000 series. So I know there are some purchases that are upcoming this month to make sure they're able to use up those funds before the year ends. And they had a smaller increase in their LCFF of just under $15,000. Palm Lane has the other very strong balance sheet. So cash of just over $5 million at the end of April, assets of just under 10 million, liabilities of about 850,000. So equity of 8.8 million for Heritage. Meridian, so they're also on track. You'll see some bigger purchases coming in as they were setting up for graduation, et cetera, and getting ready for the beginning of next year, but still looking to come in where they were expected for this year. And then their balance sheet's a little misguiding. So they do have 4.3 million in cash, but that's primarily from some of the cash loan and grant funding. So liability is about 3.2 million. Their equity is 1.4, but that's really all grant funding right now. So that will adjust as they continue to spend that down over the next couple of years. And then as usual, the outstanding checks that are out for 50+ days. This will be shared tomorrow with the office managers and the principals to follow up with some school employees and vendors to make sure these checks are either cashed or we'll reissue. And then your May check register. Let me know if there are any questions.
Questions, board members?
Thank you.
Oh, one question. Go ahead.
Just curious, in terms of the budgeting for, this is all for this past year, correct?
Correct.
This is not a gap. Yep, perfect.
Okay, super. Thank you very much. Okay, now we are moving on to the action items. You have in front of you calendar 4.1, which is the public school board meeting calendar. Hoping that the board members have taken a look at those dates and they're good. Okay, motion?
I motion that.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, great. All right, we'll move on to now 4.2, 4.3, and 4.4, starting with 4.2. As you recall, we did our elections through 6 months, I think, or until June 30. And so the election for board chair is back up. I will accept any nominations that there are.
Nominate Miles Durfee to continue as president.
Me
Okay.
too.
Okay, thank you. So second, or first, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Opposed? None? Gotta ask for the opposed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's always funny to do an item when you're involved in it that much. Okay. We'll move on to the board secretary. The election for board secretary. Currently, Michael's the secretary. I'll take a motion for a secretary nomination,
Motion that. I
Michael?
motion Michael.
and I'll second that motion if Michael, you're willing.
I'm willing to accept.
Great. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None? Okay, that carries. And then we have election of the board treasurer. Currently, that's Tuan Pham.
Nominate Ton.
Okay,
I mean, Tuan.
okay, second. All in favor?
Aye.
And none opposed. Okay, I'm a aye also. Yes. Sorry, I'm an aye also. So 3-0, that carries as well. And Tuan, we will give him the great news that he's been re-elected unanimously when he returns on the 23rd. Okay, now we'll move on to 4.5, and that's the facilities lease agreement between Vista Lago and the Boys and Girls Club. Oh, we skipped that. Sorry, we withdrew 4.5 and 4.6. I remember that now. All right, 4.7 is the facilities lease agreement between Vista and Meridian and Salvation Army.
I motion.
Okay,
Second.
any commentary?
This is a renewal lease agreement for the use of the Salvation Army fields and gymnasium. Vista Meridian is using this for their PE and athletics.
Great. Any discussion, questions?
No.
Okay. Again, very appreciative of our partnership with the Salvation Army. I'm glad that we and the organization have been able to continue to come to terms with them, and I hope that that will continue to be an expanding partnership that can make a difference in the community. So thanks to the Salvation Army for their work on that. I'll take, there's a motion and a second on the floor. Vote, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, and no, all it's 3-0, carries unanimously. Moving on now to 4.8. Thank you. I kind of am slow tonight. I don't know. 4.8, resolution of home office services for schools. I'll take a motion.
I motion that.
Second.
All right. Colin, anything to add?
Yeah, this is initiating the 5.5% home office fee beginning July 1st for the shared costs and services for the home office. That was calculated in partnership with Icon. And since the home office account is opening July 1st, this will be the actual fee itself.
Great. Questions?
No.
Comments? Okay, thank you for all the work on this. I know this is, again, this is something that really puts us in a great place future from a structure standpoint, allows us to best serve all the individual schools as far as, in my opinion, and I think the staff did a great job of coming together, making this happen. So thank you for that. Any other?
No, I appreciate that as we were new board members and this seemed like a little bit of a shift that you've been keeping us informed in the process. And so I feel comfortable with moving forward with it.
Okay, I will take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, that motion carries 3-0. Moving on to 4.9, resolution to withdraw from ASIP insurance program. Take a motion.
I motion that.
Second.
Great. And this is from an action we took previously, but go ahead.
Correct. Yeah. So last month, the board took action to move to Epic Insurance Brokers through the Hartford for workers' comp insurance next year. And so this is a resolution to formally withdraw from ASKIP for workers' comp. Vista will remain with ASKIP for property and liability insurance, but this is to formally notify them that we are withdrawing from workers' comp.
Okay. Any discussion, questions?
No.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, that carries 3-0. Moving on now to 4.10, Director of Instruction, job description and salary scale. I'll take a motion.
I motion that.
Thank you.
Second.
Colin?
So we underestimated initially what we were looking for with this position. And because as we were looking at candidates, we really wanted someone with principal experience. And when we looked at what the salary scale was, it was either equal to or less than what principals made. So you can imagine that principals would not want to take a pay cut to serve in this type of role. So this is really making the salary scale measurable to what we're asking for, and to make sure that we get a quality candidate. And this is a community school grant funded position.
Questions?
Yeah. So how did you find that? Did you start interviewing and they told you that how did that work out? Because I remember we asked, right, last time, because I was looking at the number and we said we felt good about it. And now it's up quite a bit, which does make sense. That's what I was thinking, but I was just curious how we came to that conclusion.
Just the resumes. I mean, the resumes don't have a lot of candidates with principal experience, and I've interviewed a few of them, and you could just tell that it's very necessary that they understand the nuances of being a school site leader.
Yeah.
If they're planning on like coaching and supporting our school sites. So
because it was an associate director, now it's just the
Mhm.
director.
Yeah,
right?
so
the match with the salary scale.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
mhm.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
No.
I had a couple quick questions. How does this, from a time frame standpoint, does this slow us down in our process of hiring, or is that a question you guys can answer?
Currently, we have 2 candidates that we're moving forward with interview wise, like next round of interviews, just because they've interviewed and they seem like a good fit thus far.
Okay.
But we had, I don't know, there was like 54 applications, and just not a lot of, I mean, there's some people that don't even have admin credentials. So I timeline, like, I don't know what new applicants we'll get, but it'll be interesting to see what comes in and like what the difference is in quality of candidates.
Okay, so recruitment's still open
Yeah.
for this position, and this will be supplemental to the recruit. Okay,
Mhm.
you can continue the recruitment under this if we approve, which I'm amenable to approve, because I think this is also a really critical position in the organization that we want to make sure we do well.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else, Michael, or anything?
No.
Okay. I have a motion on the table in a second. I'll take a vote on it then. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, that carries 3-0. Okay, moving on to 411, VCPS Dyslexia Universal Screener. Take a motion.
I motion that.
Second.
Okay. Motion is second.
I want to thank Ms. Amaya and Ms. Nahara for doing the research into this. There is a new state requirement as of July 1st. All LEAs need to adopt a universal screener for dyslexia. And so after the research, the recommendation is for Vista to adopt Amira as our universal screener.
There's only 4 that are approved by the state. So we looked at them. This one was just the most, we felt, easily accessible to students. And with regards, it's another assessment. So we're also thinking about how to minimize the impact of assessing our students so much. So this is a program that can really support with that, as well as a PD can really support with that.
Great.
Yeah, I appreciate that you're staying on top of this stuff. I also appreciate what you just shared earlier about the assessments and like thinking about too many assessments. And so I think you're thinking about it the right way. Thank you.
Great. Anything, Carol?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you very much for the time on that. And we have a motion in a second. I'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that carries 3-0. 4.13, the English Learner Master Plan. I'll take a motion.
No, 1-2.
Oh yeah, I'm skipping icon. Sorry about that, Arturo. Sorry, 4.12, the contract for icon school management. I'll take
I'm motion.
Second.
Okay. Anything?
We like working with them. There is an increase because of the additional schools. So like Elsinore and then supporting LAAE. But we love working with Arturo, Dan, Roy, the whole team.
Any questions, comments?
No.
Since I overlooked it on the agenda, I'll just add that, we're super appreciative of Icon's work. The budgets, I've seen lots of different budgets and different ways to display the information for charter schools. And I've been very happy with what I've seen on the outcomes that you guys are putting together and the work that you're doing with the sites, which is the real work. And the guy who gets to push the button on a lot of electronic signatures, I appreciate the fact that the system works well in that fashion as well. So thank you for that. And I did see the increase, and I do understand, the increase from a perspective of some of the additional responsibilities that come with new schools, and that's important. So anyway, okay. Motion seconds on the table. I'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. All right, now we get to move to 4.13, the English Learners Master Plan, and I'll take a motion.
A motion.
Thank you.
Second.
All right. Anything, Dr. Phil?
Yeah, I was just going to say, while this is a minimal update, we do plan to work with OCDE over this next year to make more comprehensive updates of the EL Master Plan.
Questions, comments? Yeah, obviously, I think this is something that is near and dear to our heart and is very important. And so we appreciate this being done, but we know that it's an ongoing and evolving process. It probably looks to be revised on an ongoing basis to make sure that we are doing the best we can with that charge. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries 3-0. 4.14, similarly, VCPS Students with Special Needs Master Plan.
I motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, Dr. Felch.
Yep, this is the annual update. Nothing really needed to be updated here, but just updating the date, and we continue to be in line with expectations for special education.
Great. Questions, comments? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You? Okay, that carries 3-0. Moving on to 4.15, the Fiscal Policies Manual. And I'll take a motion.
I motion that.
Second.
Okay, Dr. Felch?
Again, minimal updates. We received 4s in our fiscal oversights for both of our LA schools, so we don't want to change something that ain't broken.
Comments, questions? And just on this one, we continue, I'm very appreciative to see the 4s from the LA Unified School District Authorizer. I know that they're very specific. They do a very thorough job. Some would even sometimes think maybe overly or ambitious to do a good job. So seeing that 4 is great. And it's also something that I know I, as a board member, feel is one of the most important areas that can be a really big concern and a really big hurry that can disrupt what's happening in instruction and all the good work we're doing with students. So thank you for all the effort on that, and we'll continue to see that going on in the future. Okay, so I'll take a vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that carries 3-0. And we are now to the parent student handbook on 4.16. Take a motion.
I motion there.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay.
So this has gone through a much more thorough update. It has gone from 60 some odd pages to over 100 pages now. And so we have, I've worked with our legal team to look through those updates, updating annual notices, other procedures, policies like our Title IX policies, our uniform complaint policies, our harassment and bullying policies, our suspension and expulsion policies, all making sure that those are up to date and also reflective of what we say in our charter petitions. And I now feel good about where we're at.
Great. Questions, comments? And are these for the public? Where are these available? Once it's been approved and we disseminate it, how do we make it available?
So this is sent out to all parents via Parent Square. It's also made available in each office.
Okay.
They're also on the website.
On the website,
And
yeah.
then in order to enroll, a parent has to review it. So they have to indicate that they've reviewed it and sign up on it in order to enroll a student.
Great.
And I assume there's translations that are made available
Yes.
for them all.
We will be working on that.
Yeah. No, I know it's a lot of work, and I just wanted to make sure that we, keep the public in mind and the students and the parents and that this information is important and it is available, and we want people to be able to access it and use it. So thank you for all, again, that it's an area where we can break down and we're not. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, we have a motion and a second. I'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that carries 3-0, and that brings us to the end of the action items. We're going to now move quickly to board comments and then to a closed session. Board comments. Anyone?
Yeah, I know we're about to go into closed session, but I just, I don't know, it seems like I came on to Vista board. I was lucky enough to be invited, and I just really appreciate, Colin, like how you've set the tone in terms of recognition at the start of these board meetings. It's been able to, right, bring joy and elevate, right, the amazing work that people are doing, and also just the welcoming of our principals, the sites that I've been able to come see. It's just made me feel really, really grateful to be a part of this, and the leadership that you've put, Karen, into this stuff. You're always thinking ahead, and so I'm just grateful as well to be a part of this. So looking forward to continuing the work, and if I haven't been to your site, I'm looking forward to reaching out and learning more, because again, as I'm learning this new role and I'm learning the schools, I just want to make sure that we are connected in terms of understanding what's actually happening on the site. So thank you.
Thanks, Michael.
I just want to say that thank you to all the principals. They're doing a good job, and keep it up. Hopefully next year, I just want to see one of our schools to be one of the top 5 schools. Hopefully we could get there before I step down. I wish I can see that one of the business schools to be one of the top 5s. That's the only thing I'm hoping to see before I step down. But you guys are doing an amazing, amazing job. And I want to say thank you to all of you guys for doing a great job. Collins, thank you. And thank you very much for all you guys done. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and I similarly want to say, I'm newer to the board, but I feel like everyone I've interacted with on staff and all the observations at the different schools where I've seen the teachers and the students and the parents that, you know, you all are, I'm proud of you all. And I also believe that you're doing something special. And I often at the end of the year like this, I know a lot of you are tired. I can look at the eyes in the room, especially from the principals that I know a little bit now and the leaders here. And I can see that, you know, there's a lot of drain. So please take the time to really recharge. And I know the work doesn't stop. I mean, we pretend to believe that this is a 10-month type job or a 10-month type commitment, but it's a 24/7, 12-month commitment for everyone. Even if you're a 10-month employee, your brain can't go away from it completely. So thank you for taking all of that. And, you know, I hope that you'll be able to be as proud as I am of what you've done. Just a couple, I almost made it to all of the sites in some fashion. I didn't get to do observations of the classrooms and the teaching in all of the sites, but at least I set foot on most of them, which made me happy. I told somebody the other day I got to go over to the high school and sign diplomas as the board chair, and I'm super proud that I got to, you know, be a part of that. And yet I feel like I was this teeny little tiny part of something that is like, it's something that we should just, you know, we have to write it in the memory book. I'm glad that you guys honored the staff and gave them some memento to remind them how important it is to think that we have high schoolers graduating from Vista first time ever, and that we did a great job to get those students there. And we've got TK students that are going to be there, and I'm not going to try to do the math, 13 years, is that right? So it's coming, and it's all because of you all and what you do. So thank you for that, and thank you for getting us to the end of the year. We'll be back here on the 23rd. And then we're going to do, so with that, I will kind of close out the board comments. We're going to move to closed session. I anticipate we'll be back. We have to be back and adjourn the meeting. But thank you all for being here tonight, and thank the, you know, parents and the families and the public for all the work that gets done. And we look forward to talking to everybody again soon. And I know August 11th is not too far away. So thank you. Okay, so we'll go into closed session. We're going to adjourn to closed session. We'll be back. All right, I will reconvene us in public session. Thank you, board members, for the closed session. We have no reportable actions tonight. And we can move to adjourn at 7:19 with a motion.
I motion that.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned at 7:19.